Hey everyone, and welcome to today's tutorial. We are going to be working with the Flirty Fleur collection from Prima. I've been so excited to work with this one. It's my daughter's favorite color, and a lot of the embellishments and pieces that go along with this are gorgeous. So what I did is I used 6 sheets of paper from that paper pad, one of each design. The paper has foiling on it, which I didn't know that I would like, but it's subtle and it actually adds to the beauty of the pages. So I really like it actually. Also, we used 2 sheets of Whisper White cardstock from Stampin' Up and 2 sheets of basic gray cardstock from Stampin' Up. You don't have to use those colors or that company. It's totally your preference. For embellishments, it's really hard to explain with Prima what you're using because there's no names, it's all item numbers. So I will leave a description of my material list in the description box below and tell you all the different products that I used in the video. We are for sure going to be using the rhinestones and the like dots. The stickers I chose not to use because they're just too small for a 12 by 12 page, but I'm going to save them and use them later on some cards. I love this one that has little chipboard in it. We're going to use that for sure. And anything that has green leaves in it, I'm going to choose to use as well. And the one with the butterflies, for sure I'm going to use. I really like the idea of the small little flowers to add in with some of the bigger flowers, so we'll probably be using that as well. But again, until I start embellishing, I'm not really sure what I'm using for flowers yet. When we start cutting our pages, you're going to notice that there's going to be a cutting diagram on the screen. The top number is going to be in inches, and that's going to be the size that we're going to cut that piece at. There's a number inside of a circle below it, and that's going to be the pile that we're going to put that cut piece into. So we're going to make up 4 piles because we're making 4 pages today, and we're going to make these piles like on the floor or on a table beside us, and we're going to put all our cut pieces into those specific piles so that when we come to assemble our pages, we have all those cut pieces organized and in one place. So again, the number inside of the circle is going to be the pile number that you're going to put that cut piece into. So in this example, it says 2, 6, and 1. In today's tutorial, we're only making 4 pages, so you won't see the number 6. You're just going to be seeing numbers 1 through 4. We are going to be starting with our cardstock. So we're going to take our first piece of basic gray cardstock, and we are going to place it 1 inch from the edge, and we're going to be cutting 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom. So we're going to end up with a slit in our paper just like that, and we're going to do this on all 4 sides. What we are doing is creating a 1 inch border around the whole edge of our paper with a 10 inch by 10 inch square in the center. The border is going to go into pile number 1 and be used as the background for our page, and our 10 by 10 inch cutout is going to be put aside because we're going to be cutting it in a little bit here. So we're going to continue doing this for all 4 pieces of cardstock, and then we're going to go ahead and start cutting our 10 inch by 10 inch squares with a new cutting guide. Now here we're going to get started cutting our 10" by 10" pieces of cardstock that we had just cut out of the centers of the pages earlier. So these cut pieces are going to go into page number 3 and 4. This piece of white cardstock is our second piece of white cardstock, and the pieces are going to go into piles number 1 and number 2, as outlined by the numbers inside of the circles on the cutting diagram. Now we're going to start cutting our 12 by 12 inch background papers. So we are going to be cutting the barcode strip off of the page, and then we're going to be cutting a 1/2 inch off of the side and a 1/2 inch off of the top to make an 11.5 by 11.5 paper. Okay, so now for the fun part, when we get to embellish our pages and put all these nice flowers on. So I started off by putting foam tape behind this frame here to pop it off the page. These frames actually come inside the packaging with the flowers when you buy them. These rhinestones, I'm cutting them in half so I could use half on another page. I am going to put this in the bottom right corner of that frame, just kind of tuck a little bit of underneath. And I'm going to kind of put my flowers around that bottom left corner of that frame. You can really do this however you feel. I'm also going to place this chipboard, something for the flowers to look like they're sitting on. And I'm going to adhere it with Zip Dry. It's a liquid adhesive and it's awesome. You have to hold it down for a little while, but it dries on there solid after. This is also the adhesive I used to put the flowers on. Now I just cut the tip off of that rhinestone there so that I could put part of it above my grouping of flowers, just to tie in the rhinestones on the top and on the side. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and glue all of my flowers on, and just give your page 5 minutes just for those flowers to solidify and stick on there. Now we're going to go ahead and put some crystals on, and sometimes the adhesive on the back stays on the film. If it does that, just put a glue dot behind the crystal, but otherwise they do have adhesive on them, so you shouldn't have to do that. Also, I was noticing that the bottom of this page, like the bottom quarter, was very empty, and this is typically a place that I'm going to put my titling or my journaling, so I just decided to add a few more flowers there to frame it. Because I'm probably going to put a 2 to 3 inch title in there underneath my chipboard. When I'm making this cluster here in the top left corner, you'll notice that the chipboard is smaller than it was in the packaging. I just took a pair of scissors and cut it in half, and chose to use it on another page as well. So it was just a good way to utilize it in more than one place. So right here, what I did is I adhered that frame to that white paper, and it drove me crazy. I just didn't like that the white paper stuck out past the frame. So I glued it down and I regretted it. So then I ended up pulling up the frame and cutting the white border from the background paper so that it was hidden behind the frame. So what I would do when you're putting your picture in is just eliminate this white paper altogether. So just leave it off your page, put your picture in behind your frame, and be done with it. I leave my white papers in because that's how I know where to put my picture in when I go to do my layouts later. I hope you loved this tutorial. If you did, please subscribe below. We have new videos coming out every Friday using different kits and making multiple pages out of one kit. We will have more Prima videos just like this one coming up in the next few months, along with some other ones from Simple Stories and Echo Park.